Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Danny and today I will be finally sharing with you all of my different thoughts on TWICE's 10th mini album called Taste of Love. So this mini album has 6 tracks, being Alcohol Free, which is the title track. Then we have First Time, Scandal, Conversation and Baby Blue Love, as well as SOS. And once again we have the members of TWICE participating in the writing of the tracks, and I love that because we can clearly see their own personal styles in when it comes to the writing of the lyrics, especially as this mini album seems to continue this sort of concept that they established with the summer concept Come Back, Dance the Night Away, and then which was followed by More and More, which in my opinion was not like the best TWICE song. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as hard-hitting as some of their previous title tracks. And now we have Alcohol Free. And I must say, this entire mini album, all the 6 tracks, really emphasize this sort of journey that TWICE is taking in the quest of love, and how they are taking us with them and exploring and expressing the first emotions that you go through when you first meet someone that you like. So I really love to see that evolution of TWICE's lyrics and also their sound. Also, another element that I love so freaking much about this release is the fact that all TWICE members are back. OT9. So Jeongyeon is back from her hiatus after her health issues. She's feeling much better now, but because it was not only her anxiety she felt on stage and off stage as well, but it was also some physical issues that she had with her back mainly. So I'm really hoping that she's able to take some time off whenever she's not feeling alright. However, when I first read that she lost a bunch of weight, I think it was like 8 kilograms in order to do the comeback, and it was in a very short amount of time, I was a little bit worried, and I cannot help myself but worried because, well, we all know how dangerous sometimes those crash diets can be. Because me as a fan, and you might completely disagree, but I feel like if I don't see her for some promotions, or if they don't release as many comebacks as they once did, it's okay. Like, they have been together for 6 years now. I think we all know that TWICE are big. They're a big group, and so if she can slow down a bit and take care of herself, I think it will be way better in the long run. But now that I mentioned it all, let's talk about the songs on this album, shall we? So the first one is Alcohol Free, and it is the title track for this comeback.
That's what you do to me. When an alcohol freak on the cheer.
And I must say, at first, when I first watched it, I was like, okay, in terms of the MV, it is something to be expected from TWICE. It is very bright, very along the lines of Dance the Night Away, and more in terms of like the colors, the very saturated colors, the very fun and still very hard-hitting choreo. The members look stunning in individual shots. There's way more CGI for this MV in particular, so they actually did a reaction to the MV and they explained some elements of the behind the scenes. And so we have an MV that is full of those different elements, a lot of CGI elements that are all really playful and add that special touch to the MV. It makes it all the much more like light-hearted and playful and sort of fantastical, as well as through the song they are explaining how they are drunk on this love and they don't need actually alcohol, and they name a bunch of different cocktails in the song, and they don't need that because they are drunk on this love. They are drunk on the person that they love, and so it really feels like they have this very magical sort of portrayal through the MV of those feelings of being like carried away by the sort of alcohol that you find, like the same effect of drinking alcohol as when you are in love with someone. In terms of even the lyrics, it was a little bit more like grown-up-ish, the sort of description of this love, while still maintaining that quirkiness that made Twice so famous and so relatable in a way, and that I enjoyed a whole lot. We maintain the summery vibes, like they are dancing in front of like a beach of some sort. The outfits, the beautiful shots of every single one of the members, the shots when they come together, or even having Jihyo and Sana inside of a cocktail glass. It was really beautifully done, and as it is an MV from Twice, we can expect a high level of production and just making it all very beautiful. When it comes to the track, I was really surprised by the style that they decided to go with, as it has this Latin feeling to it. I think it's called bossa, if I'm not mistaken, sort of concept, that influence that they took for this main title track. However, I must say, it was not only me being surprised by it, but it was also the fact that I felt that the chorus didn't have as much impact as I was expecting. I must say, I did need to listen to the track a couple more times after the first viewing in order to enjoy the song more, and I think the song becomes all the much more enjoyable once you are like watching the performance or watching the MV. I think I did watch all the different performances, like the relay dance, all the different music shows and everything, because I do really enjoy seeing them perform the track. I think it has a very nice choreo, especially the move for the chorus. I think it made it all the much more like catchy. The entire thing was really catchy, and Twice are known for that as well. But still, compared to all the different title tracks that they've released so far in their 6-year career, I feel like it is one of the least hard-hitting when you first listen to it. Now I do enjoy it, I add it to my favorites playlist and I listen to it from time to time, but it wasn't as intense of like Can't Stop Me or Dance the Night Away, in my opinion. Then we move on to First Time, and this one was written by Jeongyeon.
When I'm loving you, I'm always satisfied.
And once again, we have a song that did really surprise me a whole lot. Right from the very beginning, they start singing in the falsetto voice, and I was like, holy shit, that is super high, and I was not expecting them to start the song in that way. But actually, I must say, I do enjoy it quite a lot. And that just goes to show how much they have improved. Not all of the members, you see them struggling sometimes, but still, all the members pull it off and do a beautiful job of handling those falsetto notes, and it creates this very sort of sensual take on this track that is all about the first time that you are with someone that you love so much, or those feelings are so intense that everything that you do feels like it is the first time. And I think the chorus really takes it to a whole nother level, and Jihyo's voice was definitely the one that surprised me the most. I was really impressed by just the control overall. She's not the main vocalist for no reason, like we know all that she has, and she has been improving her technique a whole lot. It has a little bit of this funky instrumental, which is something common to all the tracks after the title track. They all have this sort of funky element with the bass, the synths, and it all gives it this sort of retro feeling to the tracks, which I enjoy a whole lot. They first dabble with that concept with the previous full-length album Eyes Wide Open, and they are sort of utilizing that sort of concept that they pull off so freaking well once more with this mini album, and I hope that they continue to do so in the future with different takes on it. Of course, not always doing the same thing, because I do really enjoy that. The bass all throughout the song is so freaking amazing. Mina's bridge, strawberry kisses, it's all that I need.
Strawberry kisses taste so good to me.
I was like, oh my god, I love that. She sounds so freaking good. Nayeon's ad-libs are just, they are very subtle. They don't have like that really stark, clear high note like they once did in like 2015, which was really popular for song structure at the time. So now they have this very like delicate and sort of fragile runs in the back, which I enjoy a whole lot, and they go super high. I'm really impressed by their vocals with those runs and ad-libs every single time. The song's lyrics are very tongue-in-cheek, as we are talking about the first sort of love, the excitement and the nervousness that comes with falling in love for the very first time. And so it has that sort of excitement translated in the way they are singing. Another small detail that I freaking loved about this track was how they played with the clock sort of ticking noise. In the very beginning they added it, and then they added once more. I think it was like around the bridge or after the bridge, something like that. They utilized it as like a sort of a break before having the chorus, and I found that it was really cool because it really emphasizes like the excitement and how they want time to go fast, and their vocals overall all throughout the song really match this slow and sensual nature of the track. Overall, it's one and so I do really enjoy it. Then we have Scandal, and this one was written by Taehyun. And I must say, from all the different tracks that they have written so far, all the different members, I must say the one member that surprised me the most in terms of like writing and everything is definitely Taehyun. I feel like she has something special, and the same goes for Jihyo and Jeongyeon. And you might completely disagree with me, and I completely understand it. You can tell me otherwise in the comments if you want. But I just feel like they have very unique ways of writing their lyrics. Sana as well, as she writes more and more. She did not write more and more. She writes more and more lyrics. But we sort of see them developing their own style, and there's actually a video on that by one of my favorite K-pop YouTubers, Mera. I don't know how you pronounce their channel's name, I'm so sorry. I'll put the link in the description if you want to know more on that, because I find it so freaking interesting. If you enjoy Twice's music and if you want to know more about how they write and everything, I think you will enjoy that very much. So what I was going to say about that is that the fact that Taehyun definitely has a very unique way of writing, and all the songs that she has written so far have become favorites of mine. I do really enjoy the way she writes and the way she has this sort of musicality and how she plays with the words and everything. I do find her to be a great songwriter overall. Going back to my whole like review and so Scandal is another very funky, retro and a very creative track as well, because the very beginning I find it to be so freaking interesting. I'll put it here. Because that very intro, as it is a little bit weird, it really grabs your attention and you want to know how the song will continue after that intro, and I find it to be so freaking playful. I did really enjoy that. And the lyrics as well are very like confident, tongue-in-cheek, and it's all about how you have this sort of mysterious burning emotions for this person, and you know that this relationship might become really like scandalous, really risky, but you still want to continue and see how everything unfolds. And I love that, because with her songwriting lately, I've seen that she's expressing more and more the confidence that she might feel, and she sort of wants the fans while listening to her tracks to feel empowered in a way or another. Like Queen from Eyes Wide Open was such a great track. I fell in love with that track. Going back to Scandal, I did really enjoy it. I thought it was really fun, and it's definitely one of my favorite tracks from the album. It has this funky element, the bass is super heavy, and the ad-libs as well are really nice. The funkiness of the piano and the cheekiness of the chorus makes it for a super catchy track overall. Okay, now the next one is definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite track from the album, and this one is Conversation, written by Sana. And she is also one of the members that is surprising me more and more with every single new release that she writes. I think Sana is definitely one of the members that is super popular, but sometimes her popularity is not due to her beauty. She is extremely beautiful, and people do not recognize more the talent that she has for like writing, for dancing, for singing as well, for performing. She improved so freaking much since 16, and all of them did, but definitely Sana was one of them that improved so freaking much in all the different sectors, let's say. That's not the right word. In all the different sections, or all the different, I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say, I hope. Going back to Conversation, definitely one of my favorite tracks from the album, if not my favorite track, because I've listened to it so many times. Actually, when I first started listening to the track, the first verse, I was like, okay, and then the pre-chorus hit, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then we had the chorus, and oh my god, that bass line, amazing. Their vocals on top of it, wow! I loved it. And especially as now I noticed that more and more of their tracks, I'm always saying more and more, but I noticed that they have a bigger, let's say, part of it that has English lyrics, whereas when they first debuted it was mostly Korean and some words sprinkled here and there, but now they're actually using like full-on sentences and sometimes even more than that, which I appreciate. So it got me to understand right away, and even when I listen to the song casually, understand the entire vibe of Conversation, and I freaking love it. How confident, empowering, and being like, let's have like less conversation, go right into action. I know that you like me, you have been staring at me, I have been staring at you, let's make this happen, shall we? And it's like so freaking confident. I don't know what that sound was, but it is very confident, very empowering, and I love that she wrote something like that. It is a very short song compared to the others on this album, but I still think that they have such a strong pre-chorus and chorus that it makes me forget the fact that it is really short. And I've read online that this track in particular is not like the ultimate fan favorite, but still, just for that bass line and their amazing vocals, I love it. I love it a whole lot, and it's a little bit different from the other track. And then we have Baby Blue Love, and this one was written by Nayeon. And I feel like she always brings a little bit back the sort of bubblegum Twice concept. And perhaps I might be completely wrong, but she always brings this sort of sweetness to the track. She always has this sort of style to her writing that makes it very much so girly, and even the instrumental tends to change a little bit towards that sort of concept and vibe and sort of style overall. But this one, not only it has all these different aspects that I just mentioned, it has also the retro feeling a little bit more than the previous tracks that we just mentioned. This song in particular seems to be much bigger in terms of like the production and the instrumentals. It feels fuller overall. The vocals sound so freaking good. Mina's chorus sounds so freaking good as well. I was not expecting it at all. And this track overall recounts like the experience of falling in love with someone and like during a summer vacation, and then longing to go back to it all throughout the year and sort of rethink about how you dance the night away. Little reference to a previous track. And I do really enjoy that, because when you look at all the other tracks, it really feels like it is a new perspective, a new take on this relationship and those emotions of love that you can feel towards someone. And in this case in particular, you are just longing to go back to their arms. Then we move on to SOS, another song written by Dayeon, and one of my favorites as well. I love the retro concept with like the 80s inspired feeling to it. Love the chorus, not only in how catchy it is, but the sound is amazing as well. At the very least, I find it to be. Jeongyeon's part of the second verse is really nice. I wish the rap parts were longer. Momo and Nayeon's harmonies at some points are really cool as well. Chewie sounded so good as well. I did not mention her a whole lot all throughout this album review because I'm not going like in depth through every single member's performance of the tracks, but I still think that she really surprised me for this one in a way. The line distribution is super fair in my opinion. I think is one of the best from the album, and this song once more continues their journey to find love as they tell this story of how they have fallen in love way too deep that they want to send a message to that person for them to come and save them. And at first I was like, okay, really interesting to use that in that way, but they sort of utilize the lyrics in a very flirtatious way, and it's actually Diane saying, you know, I just can't stop it when my heart skyrockets for you. I know it's gonna hurt, but I am already into you. And sort of makes it for a track that is very memorable. It's definitely one of those tracks that you listen to it and it just sticks in your head, not only because it is catchy as hell, but also because it has those very like memorable parts in the chorus in which you have like the sentence that I just read and like two members saying the other part, I know it's going to hurt but I'm already into you, and it sort of creates this very interesting dynamic all throughout the chorus that makes it so captivating in a way and so fun to listen to, and the Twice members pull it off so freaking well. I do enjoy it a whole lot. So if I had to rank all the different tracks from this mini album, I would say Conversation, SOS, Scandal, First Time, Baby Blue Love, and Alcohol Free. Which song is your favorite from all the 6 tracks that I talked about endlessly in this video? So overall, all the different tracks on this album really express well their quest and journey to find love and to sort of experiment with all the different stages, or actually in this case the early stages of falling in love with someone. It is overall also very tongue-in-cheek, sweet, confident and empowering, and that I appreciate a whole lot. I love how it is driven by their emotions, as all the different members that wrote the tracks take different perspectives and explain their own perception on those same themes, with a very much so mature view of it all. In my opinion, Taste of Love has a very cohesive and coherent theme and set of tracks that really explain different perceptions on the theme of love, and that I appreciate a whole lot. I'm impressed by their improvements in the vocals as well as like in the performance side for Alcohol Free, and their songwriting skills as well, and I love to see Twice evolve all that much more. Not all songs were like my favorites, definitely Conversation and SOS, like I mentioned, all my favorites. Songs such as Alcohol Free are enjoyable but not as hard-hitting as some of their previous title tracks. So overall, I like it a whole lot. I think the video could have been just that. So yeah, guys, those are overall all of my different thoughts on Twice's latest 10th mini album called Taste of Love. What did you think about it? Which song is your favorite? I really want to know in the comments down below. I'm getting super tired as it is super hot. There's a storm outside and I'm super tired. I worked like 10 hours today, so I'm exhausted. But I still wanted to talk about Twice's album, as lately life has been so freaking chaotic that I really wanted to talk about something that I love. And I love Twice. And I love making videos. So yeah, guys, thank you once more for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can even subscribe and click that bell icon so you are notified whenever I post new videos. It does help me a whole lot, so do not forget to do that. And in the meantime, guys, take care, enjoy yourself, stick around for my Mamamoo album review. And yeah, I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye! Don't forget to take care of yourself. Rest well. Yeah, bye.
what you do to me. 나는 알고